Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for watching this recording today. I'm excited to share my research on the effects of virtual reality and flat screen technologies displaying nature videos on self-reported stress, anxiety, and mood in young adults. This topic is particularly relevant considering the rise in mental health issues, especially following the COVID-19 pandemic. In recent years, mental health has become a significant concern globally. Many young adults have reported increased levels of stress and anxiety due to various factors, including social isolation and financial uncertainty. Studies have shown that nature has restorative effects on psychological well-being, positively impacting mood and reducing stress. Given this context, our study aimed to explore how immersive VR and non-immersive flat screen experiences of nature could impact these psychological states. The primary objectives of this research were twofold. Firstly, we wanted to determine whether exposure to nature videos, irrespective of the delivery method, could foster positive psychological changes. Secondly, we aimed to investigate whether VR offers any significant advantages over traditional flat screen viewing in enhancing well-being. We conducted a controlled experiment involving 49 participants, primarily young adults aged 18 to 25. Each participant was randomly assigned to experience a 10-minute nature video, either through VR or via a flat screen. The nature videos were carefully curated to be calming and visually appealing. To assess the psychological impact, we employed established questionnaires to evaluate levels of stress, anxiety, and mood before and after the interventions. We used PSM-9 for stress, the current anxiety level measure for anxiety, and the brief Mood Introspection Scale for mood. In this research, paired samples t-tests examined changes within each group, while independent samples t-tests compared the effectiveness of VR versus flat screen. We used established questionnaires to assess stress, anxiety, and mood, each with specific scoring methods. The first one for the stress measurement, 2 items indicating the absence of stress were reverse scored to ensure that higher scores consistently reflect greater stress. A total stress score was then calculated, with a decrease from pre to post-intervention, indicating reduced stress. Secondly, the anxiety measurement. Anxiety was measured using a total score from a 5-point scale, 1 to 5, where lower scores indicated less anxiety. And lastly, for the mood and measurements, a combined mood score by adding the positive mood score, and the reverse of the negative mood score was used. An increase in this total mood score from pre to post intervention indicated improved mood. Finally, change scores were calculated as the differences between post and pre-intervention scores to evaluate the overall impact of the interventions on stress, anxiety, and mood. Our experimental design followed a 2x3 repeat measures framework. This meant that each participant experienced both interventions on consecutive days, counterbalanced to prevent any ordered effects. This design allowed us to compare the impact of immersive VR versus non-immersive flat screen experiences directly, providing a sophisticated assessment of both methods. There are a total 6 hypotheses, and the first 3 were tested with 97 data. They are exposure to a nature video in both VR and flat screen formats will reduce self-reported stress. Second, exposure to a nature video in both VR and flat screen formats will reduce self-reported anxiety. And the third one, exposure to a nature video in both VR and flat screen formats will result in positive changes in self-reported mood. Now let's delve into the results. Significant reductions in stress and anxiety levels, along with a notable increase in mood across both intervention formats, were observed. Specifically, stress levels decreased significantly from a mean of 27.6 to 23.2, while anxiety dropped from 23.5 to 21.4. Total mood scores significantly increased from pre-intervention from a mean of 43.2 to a post-intervention mean of 45.3. Statistical analysis revealed that these changes were significant, with p-values less than 0.001 for both stress and anxiety. The effect size indicates medium to small effects, suggesting meaningful improvements in well-being. For instance, the effect size for stress reduction was Cohen's d equal to 0.513, which indicates a moderate effect, and a statistically significant increase in total mood scores was found following exposure to nature videos in combined interventions, indicating that an improvement in overall mood aligning with findings from previous research on nature exposure. This suggests that even brief exposure to nature video can effectively mitigate perceived stress levels. These findings align with a substantial body of research, highlighting the restorative effects of nature exposure on psychological well-being. The improvement in mood was statistically significant, but it had a smaller effect size, which is Cohen's d equal to minus 0.247. This suggests that while the impact impact on mood is positive. It may be less pronounced compared to the effects we observed on stress and anxiety. The last three hypotheses were tested within 96 data. They are about the VR versus flat screen. The fourth hypothesis is about the exposure to a nature video through immersive technology (VR) will have a significantly reduction on self-reported stress level than exposure through non-immersive technology (flat screen). And the fifth and sixth hypothesis is more or less the same about the comparison between VR and flat screen on the anxiety level and mood level. However, when comparing the two delivery methods, no significant differences were found. The VR intervention did not lead to a greater reductions in stress, anxiety, or enhancements in mood compared to the flat screen. As you can see, the statistical tests showed p-values greater than 0.05 for all comparisons, indicating that the delivery method did not significantly impact the outcomes. The study revealed significant improvements in stress and anxiety levels among participants following both VR and flat screen interventions. However, the enhancement in mood was also significant but demonstrated a smaller effect size. These findings suggest that the benefits of nature videos are likely due to the content itself, rather than the delivery method. The inherent restorative qualities of the nature videos seem to overshadow any potential advantages of immersive technology, VR. Essentially, the dose of nature provided was sufficient to elicit positive psychological effects, regardless of how it was delivered. Overall, the findings highlight the efficacy of nature exposure in promoting psychological well-being. It's essential to acknowledge the study's limitations as well. The sample was primarily composed of university students, which may limit generalizability to other professional backgrounds and gender distribution. Additionally, the intervention might not capture the full potential benefits of VR by more interactive or immersive means to leverage its potential. Future research should consider larger, more diverse samples, explore longer intervention durations to better understand the potential of these technologies. Looking ahead, future studies should explore enhancing VR experiences with interactive and multisensory elements to boost immersion. Additionally, investigating the effects of various types of nature content, such as on a beach or in a forest, and optimizing exposure durations could provide deeper insights into how to maximize the psychological benefits of nature experiences across different demographics. In conclusion, While both VR and flat screen nature videos effectively reduce stress, anxiety, and improve mood, the method of delivery does not significantly impact these outcomes. This research underscores the importance of accessible nature experiences in promoting mental health, especially in our increasingly urbanized world. It comes to the end of my presentation today. Thank you so much for your attention. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my research supervisor, my participants, and everyone who supported me throughout this project. Your contributions have been invaluable in bringing this research to fruition. I'm now happy to take any questions you may have. Thank you.